Hey, my name is Samar. I also go by Sam or First Time Panner. Any of those you want to call me, you can. This will be a get ready with me, and I'm going to be doing birthday makeup. And I mean like birthday makeup like TikTok says. Because I was watching a video from Aniela Kanikvis, and she talked about this thing that I'd never heard of, where like people on TikTok are doing this thing that they call birthday makeup, but it's really just like full glam, like full face makeup. So that's what I'm gonna be doing, and I thought this would be the perfect time to do it because it was my birthday on Friday, and I was planning on filming this before my birthday so that I could post it like on my birthday or sometime before. Of course that didn't happen, and then the weekend was just so busy because I was celebrating, so I'm doing it now, but I'm still sticking to the theme anyway. So the palette that I'm gonna use is the Juvia's Place The Berries palette, and this is what it looks like. This is in my No Pan Left Behind series, and I've already used 3 out of the 6 shades in here, so I'll be using the other 3, and I'm not really planning on going anywhere later. This is just like a Monday night, just playing with makeup, having fun, so I can be kind of like crazy and bold as I want to, so I'm excited. First I'm gonna prime my eyes with my Milani eyeshadow primer, and I guess I'll just talk about my birthday weekend. So my birthday was on Friday. As I said, I turned 27. Again, I'm not using a mirror when I should be, but on Friday I kind of just I went to the salon, and then after I went and picked up cupcakes with my mom because she wanted to get me a cupcake, and then from there we went to see the Planet of the Apes movie, the new one, like the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes movie, and then we were supposed to like get a late dinner after that, but we got out of the theater at like 9 p.m. And we were so tired we just went home and slept. So I'm not gonna set my eyes, so I'm just gonna go straight in with this shade. These don't have names, but this is like the berry tone of the like the 2 darker mattes. So I'm gonna put this, I should get a mirror. I'm gonna put this, you'll see where I'm putting this, but mostly like in my outer corner. So it was really it was a really nice time. I always see the same person who does my pedicure at the salon I go to. It's the salon in my old neighborhood, so it's always like really far to go out there, but I love her so much. She's so good at what she does, and it's like just a nice experience because it's like, it's not an expensive place, but it feels like it's just very high quality. And then also I love the lady who does my pedicure. She's so funny and she's so nice and just like relatable, I feel like. So that was really nice to do, to treat myself, even though I have a very limited income right now. I figured it was my birthday, and getting pedicures is like one of my favorite things to do. So I'm gonna try to kind of just like make this as deep as possible. I haven't used this palette, I mean before I did the other look, I hadn't used this palette in like nearly 2 years since I first bought it. So I'm kind of like rediscovering everything as I'm using it in this round of my No Pan Left Behind, which is exciting but also a little bit scary. I wanted to use this palette on my actual birthday on Friday, and I was too chicken because I didn't know how like the quality was gonna be, if anything was like starting to go bad, or if I was like remembering everything to be better than it actually is. And I'm happy to say everything is actually really nice. I'll turn this way so you can see, but that's what I did. The movie, okay, I need to talk about this movie just a little bit. Okay, if you have not yet seen the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes movie yet, and you are planning on seeing it, please fast forward. I'll put a timestamp of when I stop talking about it, but I will be talking about it and saying some spoilers, and I don't want to ruin anyone's day about it. So fast forward if you don't want to hear the spoilers. But did anyone else think it like was not that great of a movie? Like, I love the Planet of the Apes series. Like, there's just something about it that I think is so interesting. Like, it's a pretty unique concept, I feel like, and you know, I just love a good franchise because I love themes and I love following a whole storyline. So when I found out they were making like a new Planet of the Apes movie, I was really excited. And then my mom, I did not choose to see it, even though I would have seen it. It was my mom's idea to do that movie for my birthday and like to even go to a movie. So anyway, she chose to see it and I was really excited. And this is like the day it was coming out, and I usually never see movies on the day they come out because I don't like crowds, but you know, I was getting geared up to see it, and okay, I probably should have like refreshed my memory on everything that had happened in all the previous movies, but I feel like you shouldn't have to do that to see a movie. But like, I have seen all of the Planet of the Apes movies, but I've never rewatched any of them. So it's not like I had all of this like backstory knowledge fresh in my mind when I sat down to watch it. So I don't know why this eye is like more opaque than this one, but whatever. I felt like the movie definitely could have been better for a few reasons. Like, one, I don't know if this is the case, but I think it is, that you had to like remember every single detail from like every previous Planet of the Apes movie that came out, because at least that's what I think it is, because there was a lot that I didn't get. Like, it seemed like it was supposed to be like an inside thing, or like building upon the previous movies. And I get the plot in general should, for the most part, build upon the previous movies, or like be a backstory to the previous movies, but you shouldn't have to remember specific details from previous movies, because it's not like these are coming out back to back every year even. So I was confused for a lot of the movie. And then I also, okay, I don't know if it was like some glitch, but I don't think it was, because there were a lot of parts where the apes were doing sign language and it did not translate to like written English. So there were like some times, and it wasn't like entire conversations, like most of the movie was spoken, but there were a few moments throughout the movie where like the apes were just signing to each other and you had no idea what they were signing because they didn't put subtitles. I'm gonna blend everything out with this like super hot pink shade. I hope it doesn't stain my skin. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Okay, yeah, it's blending out. Yeah, this palette, like, super bold colors, but it blends out pretty easily. That did blend out very well. On camera, it looks kind of like a harsh line, but in person, I can see like it's definitely diffusing very easily. So I'm really impressed by this palette, to be honest. I think it's very good quality. But anyway, I will say the graphics, amazing. 10 out of 10 graphics. Like, there was, okay, for example, at the very end when the like gorilla was like drowning or whatever, like when Noah was standing above the gorilla at the very end before kind of drowned in like the sewage grate or whatever, it looked like there was literally a gorilla right in front of you. Like, it didn't look like CGI at all, which I appreciated, because there was already a baby that was in that theater, like making noises and stuff and like babbling the entire time. Their parents really should have taken them out of the theater or not brought them in the first place. But anyway, there was already enough distracting me, so I'm glad that like I didn't have to be distracted by like crappy graphics, because that really does take you out of the whole experience, because you're just thinking about how terrible the CGI is instead of the actual like plot and what's happening. Yeah, I thought the graphics were really good, but I'm pretty sure that's where the entire budget went, because there's no way that like they were spending all this money on like top-notch writers, because there was a lot that wasn't explained. Like, okay, if someone can explain this to me, please let me know. I would really genuinely like to know what, okay, when the human and Noah and the other two apes like finally opened the big door, and then all of a sudden they just like see like all the apes out in the like courtyard in the sunshine. Why was that surprising? Because like, I feel like they didn't explain why things were surprising, or like every time a revelation happened, I'm like, oh wait, that was a revelation. You only knew that it was like something being revealed or something shocking because of the like suspenseful music playing, but they didn't explain exactly what was happening. And I feel like part of that is because like sometimes you couldn't understand what they were saying, but also sometimes they just like didn't, like, you couldn't follow the story sometimes. It's not terrible, and I would still see more if any came out later, which I think will happen. I'm gonna put on my glitter primer from NYX. I think there will be more movies, because at the end when the human, I cannot remember her name, but when the human came back and was talking to Noah, like, she's still, we all know she's still alive, so there's that whole storyline to be explored. And then also when she gave them that little like tech thing that she went over there for, and they like turned on the satellites or whatever, and they started talking to the other humans, that kind of leaves it like open-ended, so you're like, okay, there's definitely more to be explored here. They didn't leave it on a cliffhanger, but you're like, this opens up like an entirely new subplot for the franchise. I'm gonna use this berry tone shimmer, so I'm pretty sure there would definitely be more of those movies, and I'm hoping, I'm totally blocking my face now with this mirror, but I'm hoping they'll be better, because maybe all of the like 21st Century Planet of the Apes movies have been bad like that, but maybe I just didn't notice because I was younger. But I feel like that was like distractingly bad, because even my mom was confused the whole time. So I feel like it wasn't just me. So that's the eyeshadow done, and now I'm going to add some eyeliner and mascara. This is my Urban Decay 24/7 eyeliner in the shade 0, which is just their regular black. I'm just gonna cut this part out so you don't have to see like me poking a stick into my eye. And for mascara, I'm gonna use my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara in the black shade. And I'm also gonna cut this part out because I have the ugliest mascara face. So that's the eyes done. I might add an inner corner highlight toward the end, but I always do that after concealer, or I try to do that after concealer, because I usually take it off when I put my concealer on anyway. So I'm going to move on to the face, and this is my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, just a little sample that I have. I think I put a little bit too much on my hands, so I'm gonna have to really rub this in. But you know, the theater that I went to was really nice, so it was at least a good experience for that, if not seeing the movie. I'm glad I saw the movie anyway, because I think I would have done it regardless, even if I knew it wasn't that great in my opinion, just because of the FOMO. But yeah, we went to this theater that had like reclining and heated seats, like you could recline it and warm it to like different levels of warmth, and then it had trays, because you could order like entire meals to be served to you at your seat and then just eat a meal in your seat. I didn't do that. I just got nachos, which is like my go-to. I'm gonna use the last little drops of my e.l.f. Dew Primer. If this is still available, like, I think I kind of just used like the last bit that was left too. If this is still available in like June, when I have more credits in my beauty bank, I think I possibly might repurchase it, because it's a lighter gripping primer, and I don't think I would ever want like a super sticky gripping primer. I'm not gonna buy it now though, because you know, I have other things that I need to like work out of my beauty bank, like, because I'm still in the negative right now, and this is like only coming back as a limited edition thing, I think. So if it's still available when I have enough beauty credits to buy it, then I might. But yeah, this isn't empty now. I'm gonna put a little bit of color corrector on my dark circles. This is the e.l.f. color corrector stick in dark circles for light skin tones, but this is long discontinued. Sorry. And this is an Ulta Beauty sponge that I got for free. It's decent. It's like a regular sponge. It's my favorite color. Oh, speaking of my favorite color, I saw my friend yesterday, like just to hang out for my birthday, and she got me orange roses, which is so sweet because she knows it's my favorite color. And then also, roses are like one of the only flowers that are safe for my cats. So I really appreciated that. They're on my dresser right over there. And for my foundation, I'm gonna use my Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue foundation in the shade 120 light medium. This is discontinued now. Or at least they're getting rid of this packaging because this is 75% off at the Dose of Colors website, and almost all of the shades are sold out. For the longest time, like 2 years straight, this was 50% off. I don't know why. It's originally like 36 bucks, and then when this went to 50% off, I bought it for $18 because I thought it was being discontinued, and I finally found a foundation that was like the perfect undertone for me. And then it kind of just stayed at that price for the longest time. And I just went on the Dose of Colors website today for the first time in months because I don't even want to tempt myself on my like beauty bank low buy, but I kind of just wanted to see like what was up with their like website, if they had anything new that I just hadn't noticed. And I went into their foundation because I was like wondering if they had any updates for it, and now it's like sorry, I look crazy. Now it's like $9. And they're only like maybe 5 shades still available. Okay, I'm gonna start blending this out because like every time I look at myself in the camera, I just feel like a crazy person. But it's like $9 now, and I'm honestly pretty sad about that. Like, this was a really great, it still is a really great foundation, and I'm glad that I still have most of my bottle left because it seems like I won't be able to get this anymore. I look super pale, but I'm gonna use bronzer, don't worry. But yeah, I think this is a really, really great foundation. It has an amazing shade range, like so many like shades and so many undertones of each shade. It went from super fair to super deep, and I think mostly because Dose of Colors is like an indie brand, it didn't get the attention that it deserves, because the shade range, not only is the quality good, but the shade range is like 10 times what so many like high-end or like mainstream brands have, and they get way more attention than this one. And I feel like that's probably why like I never hear anyone talk about this foundation other than myself, and I feel like that's probably why this seems to be like in the process of being discontinued, because like it didn't have as much support as it should have. So that's kind of sad. This is my LYS Triple Fix foundation in TG1. I use this concealer a lot, so I don't know if this is like necessarily qualified as birthday concealer, specifically like birthday makeup concealer, but it is like the fullest coverage concealer I have and ever had. So it's going on my face today, and even though the Meet Your Hue foundation isn't a full coverage foundation, like it's medium buildable, I just put one layer on though. But I almost never put on liquid foundation. I like to do powder just because it's like a lot quicker and easier. So to me, that's very high maintenance. I probably should have done a wing now that I'm thinking about it. Too late. For bronzer, cream bronzer, I'll use my Rare Beauty contour stick in the shade Always Sunny. This is in my Flush Them Out project pan, and look at this. I only have like, I'm sure with this use, it'll be below the packaging. So I put it on like the same way I always put this on in my videos, just like this. And I'm gonna blend it out with my sponge, kind of just push it into my hairline, and then whatever's left, I like fade it down my forehead and like my temples. And I really like this contour stick. I'm surprised because I have disliked everything else I've ever tried from Rare Beauty, but I do like this contour stick. It's really easy to blend, but when you blend it out, it's still like, it doesn't just fade away into nothing. Like, I feel like the nude sticks bronzers, I always have to do at least 2 layers because it does just fade away. And I think that's because this is a really soft stick, so a lot comes off every time. I mean, you saw how opaque that layer of bronzer was. Every time you swipe it, a lot comes off. So even though like it is being soaked into your sponge and blending out, there's so much product coming off of the stick every time you use it that you still have some left once you've blended it out. For contour, as always, I'm using my Fenty Beauty matchstick in the shade Truffle. And this is also my Flush Them Out project. And this has been I've been using this all year as my only cream contour stick. And pretty much as my only cream contour, or as my only contour, because I finished my e.l.f. contour last year. And I had already used this when I put it in, and it's still not down. Like, that's the difference between the Rare Beauty stick, where you get so much product, and I've only been using this for less than a month. I've already hit my goal on it, versus this where you don't get a super thick layer of product. So I just put 2 swipes like that, and then I'll blend it out. So I celebrated my birthday all weekend. So on Friday I did the like pedicure and then the movie with my mom, and then on Saturday I hung out with my friends. We so my friend from out of town, the one who I went to the wedding in Mexico, came over again, and then we met up with my friend who got married in Mexico. We're like a trio of best friends. We met in college, so and we hadn't seen each other like all together in 7 months, so it was really nice to get to catch up, like, as you know, just our little trio of best friends. Like, we're the type of people who will save our like stories and our gossip for when we're together in person. So literally the entire night we were just talking non-stop, catching up. I feel like since it's a glam look, I should add a little bit more contour. But yeah, it was just such a nice night. We went to per my request, we went to Texas Roadhouse. I love that place, and I feel like I can only go there with them because I don't know anyone else who is willing to go to a place that rowdy and eat that much food other than my 2 best friends and I. And we don't eat like all of our food when we go there, but if you've ever been to Texas Roadhouse, you know that it's a lot of food constantly coming out. So it's like you have to want an experience to go there, because it's like super loud and people dancing and singing and everything. So that is what I chose to do with my best friends for my birthday, the day after my birthday. Now I'm gonna do blush, and since this is a berry look, I think the Rare Beauty blush that I have in my year-long project pan will go perfectly well with this. And then after, of course, we had to get boba, because that's what we do together. I don't even like usually get boba, but like I like it, but it's not my favorite thing, and it's not like coffee where that is like a treat for me. But whenever we're together, we always have to do that, no matter how full we are. It's just like a tradition. And funny enough, the friend who lives out of town, her birthday was in February, and we still, even though we celebrated my birthday, we still haven't even like I gave her gift and everything when she came like for the wedding, but we still haven't like gone out and done anything to celebrate her. So we have to figure out, or she has to figure out, what she wants to do. And I did recommend in general, just like not for her birthday, but for the 3 of us to go whale watching. And they're like, you can do regular ones, you can do ones where like you dine on the boat, and then you can also do the whale watching as well. I've done multiple whale watching trips. I think I've gone like 3 times, because where I live at the harbor, they have like a bunch of different whale watching companies and like fishing companies, which I've also done, like where you can go into Mexican waters and fish. So anyway, I suggested that like one day we should go whale watching, and she said maybe she wants to do that for her birthday. So, oh, that reminds me, I told her I was gonna send her the links to it, and I haven't done that yet. So, editing some more, please send her that list. But I'm really excited. I definitely could put like another 2 layers, but I also have a powder blush I think I'm gonna use, so I'm not gonna do that just yet. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna powder my whole face now with my Makeup Forever HD Skin. Oh, Ultra HD setting powder in the shade 3 Golden Beige. I still have yet to try the like blurring one that I got in February. So I do love fishing. Like I like going on those fishing trips. I love like sailing on boats in general. The fishing, I could take it or leave it, to be honest, but I usually go with my dad because every time, he's still in Minnesota, so every time he visits me, he likes to go on fishing trips in like the Mexican waters because there's different fish here. So I like to do that with him, but mostly I like to sail on ships for whale watching trip because it is so nice. If you have never gone sailing, you really should, if you can, like if you don't get seasick. If you do get seasick, maybe, I don't know, take some Dramamine. I think that's the thing for like nausea. I don't know. But it's just such a beautiful experience. Like I've always loved the water, and I've always loved being on ships. Like I took I don't know if it was like a sailboat, but it was some type of like little ship, or it was like a sailboat to Catalina Island when I was in 8th grade, because that was our 8th grade trip. And it was like the most beautiful experience. Like I liked going on the boat just as much as I liked Catalina, and I loved Catalina, but like even just going on the boat was so fun for me. There's something about it. Oh, also this is the Dose of Colors large powder brush, and then the brushes I was using for eyeshadow were my Sephora. These are discontinued, but they're like detachable brushes. I think they're meant for travel because they come with like different ferrules and like brushes on top, and then you just have one handle that you switch out. I was using them because I didn't have my other brushes washed, but now I washed them, but I'm still using them because I'm too lazy to switch them out. But anyway, yeah, I love going on ships and whale watching. Whales are so, this sounds so cliche, but whales are so majestic. Like they're such beautiful creatures. I don't know, they're peaceful. I've never had a bad experience. I do have this one recurring nightmare. I've had it since I was like young, so it has nothing to do with whale watching. I have had this I'm like going off on such a tangent. But it's this nightmare where like I'm on, you know, like one of those old ships from the 17 or 1800s, like one of those old types of ships. And actually the ship that I usually go on for whale watching is a replica of the original. I think it was like for whaling, which is sad, but it's like a replica of the original ship, so kind of like that. But anyway, in my dream, I cannot focus. I'm on one of those like old-timey ships, and we're just like sailing the 7 seas, and all of a sudden there's a giant whale, like bigger than any actual whale, like just the biggest thing you've ever seen in your life. This whale just comes out of the water and it's just towering over me and the crew, you know. And I have that dream like every once in a while. I don't know what triggers it, but it's so, I get so scared. But real whales, they're not like that. They're so peaceful, maybe except for Moby Dick, but honestly they had it coming. Okay, I just breathed in some powder. Yeah, I love whale watching. Whales are the best, and if you've never been whale watching but you think it would be like a nice experience, or even like you think it would be a fun date, I definitely recommend it, even if you don't even see any whales. Because I went on one trip where we only saw like a few small whales, And then we saw like a few dolphins, but it was like past season where all like the mothers and the calves left already. But we only saw like one whale because it was like this random whale that didn't migrate with the others. But that was still really nice because, again, I love sailing. And I even got to help like raise the mast and everything because they needed like help from one of the audience members or whatever. So I got to help. And it was really cool. I felt like I was a pirate without, you know, like all the stealing and the like plundering and stuff like that. I've like always been fascinated with pirates, which might be why I love ships so much. I haven't seen Pirates of the Caribbean though, but yeah, I think it's just like an all-around fun experience for the whole family, or like for loved ones, or even just for yourself, because I would totally go on a whale watching trip just myself. This is the Maybelline Express Brow, and the shade, I think it's deep brown. I can never find the shade on here. Anyway, back to my birthday weekend. I've been filming for 45 minutes already, but that's what I did on Saturday. And then I didn't even get home until like 10 p.m. because the wait for Texas Roadhouse was 2 hours. That was like a jolly good time, and I'm sure we'll be seeing more of each other very soon because we still have to celebrate one of their birthdays from February, and then the other one, the one who got married in Mexico, her birthday's in June, so that one's coming up very soon, and we'll have another reason to see each other. Like, all of my fingers just cracked at the same time. This is the Brow Fast Sculpt from the same line from Maybelline, and this is the shade, oh, here it is on the bottom, also deep brown. I usually use my Milani brow gel and then my Kosas like clear gel, but I'm out of my brow wax, and the Kosas clear gel does absolutely nothing on its own. So I'm just going in with this to keep the brows in place. I haven't like trimmed and plucked my eyebrows in like a month, so they need some hold. So Sunday was Mother's Day, and I went out to lunch because on Sunday we never get up early enough for breakfast or even brunch. But we went to this Palestinian restaurant for lunch that we used to go there all the time, but then when we moved, we were so far from it, so we kind of stopped going. But it was so nice to see them again. And they used to have two like stores like joined together, and then during the pandemic, we haven't even been there since pre-COVID. So during the pandemic, they had to like close one of them to even like keep their business. And this is the Milani Make It Last Dewy Spray. Was that entertaining? I think now I will add an inner corner highlight with there's kids playing outside. Natasha Denona, I cannot speak today. Natasha Denona Retro Glam Palette Single in the shade Flutter. And I'm gonna use a little pencil brush from Eco Tools. That was really nice because, you know, I'm Palestinian, so I love going there for Palestinian food. They used to have a buffet, but they had to close it during COVID, and they just never reopened the buffet. So like, we ordered from the menu for the very first time there, and I didn't even realize they had munsaf, which if you are Palestinian or like Middle Eastern, you probably know what munsaf is. Theirs is so good. Like, I didn't know of any place in San Diego that had it, so now I'm gonna start going there all the time. It was so good. We had our little Mother's Day lunch there, and we got there like right before the lunch rush too, so we got a pretty good table, which was lucky because apparently like a lot of people go there, which I didn't think. And then we went around, we went to Target, of course, because there's a Target literally right next to the restaurant, so I had to go. And I got a gift card to Target for my birthday, so what else was I gonna do with my weekend? We went around just like around the town making returns, And then that night I went to my other friend's house to celebrate my birthday with her, and it was just a really chill night. Like, I got there, she gave me my presents. She actually had a lot of stuff for me. It was so nice. And then she's the one who gave me those roses, and we kind of just like sat and watched this show, this like I think it's called Ginny and Georgia. I never seen it, so we were watching that because she wanted to watch it with me, and we kind of just hung out at her place, and it was a really nice peaceful night, which I needed after being so busy the entire weekend. Oh, also I'm gonna wipe off my lip balm that I have on before I apply my lipstick, but while we were at the Palestinian restaurant for our Mother's Day lunch, my mom, the co-owners of the restaurant are two brothers, and one of them is an artist, and like he's a novelist as well. And I wanted to buy something for my dad because his birthday is coming up next month as well. I'm gonna use this Wet n Wild like Scooby-Doo lip stain in the shade Pupcakes. I don't know if this is available anymore, but I wanted to get something for him because he's from Jerusalem, just like the owners of the restaurant, and it's hard to talk while I'm doing this because this is a lip stain and I don't want to mess up. But he has like a bunch of paintings of like his hometown, and he has like prints and stuff, and he also has some prints on like birthday cards. So I wanted to buy a birthday card with one of his like original paintings, like a print of it on the card. And then he also has like mini posters of his paintings, and his paintings are so beautiful. He's such a great artist, and he's like a really amazing poet. So I bought him a card, and then I also bought him a poster of one of the paintings that's on the walls, because I think I'll probably post like a picture, and I'll post the artist's name as well. But one of his paintings on the wall, it's like thousands of dollars, so obviously I couldn't afford that, even though I'd like to. But I was saying, oh, I wish he had a print of that one, and I was looking through the posters. He had a poster of it, so I bought that one and a card for my dad. And then my mom kind of like was off looking at all the walls, because they changed the artwork on the walls since they like downsized the place, and she saw this one that she loved, and she said, oh my gosh, I love this one so much. It's like a pathway in Jerusalem of like the neighborhood where he grew up in, and it was orange as well. And she knows that I love his paintings, and that orange is my favorite color. So she was like, oh, I think I'm gonna buy this for you. And I was like, are you kidding? And this like wasn't one of the actual paintings, it was just a print on a canvas of one of his paintings, so it wasn't like $1,000 or anything. But I was still shocked. I love it so much. You'll probably see it in the background of one of my videos sometime soon. I just have to mount it. I think now that this has like set for about a minute now, I'm gonna wipe off the stain and see what it looks like. I've never used this shade before. I've only used the brown one. I like that. I think I'm gonna put a lip gloss over it. This is my e.l.f. lip lacquer in the shade Mauve Glitz, and it's like nearly clear. It has almost no pigment to it. I did take the stopper out of it though, because like you couldn't get any of the product with the stopper in. It worked a little bit too good, but now it's all goopy, so I'm going to be very careful. That's what that looks like, and I think that's really pretty. And this is my TikTok birthday makeup look. This is really cute. I really don't think I'm going anywhere today, so it'll just be washed off anyway, but I do feel a little bit glamorous, so I kind of get what they're saying. But that was that was the story of my birthday weekend. I also have like more plans with some other friends and family for pretty much like the rest of the weekends of the entire month. But I've been filming for an hour now, so I'm gonna go and maybe I'll get this up tomorrow, hopefully. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.